Hey everybody, Dishadar here. New haircut, I know. I got a semi-bald head. Anyway, this video is titled From Christian to Wicca, which is going to be a video, of course, talking about the process of my conversion from the Christian faith to, of course, the Wiccan faith, which I am now. So, gonna be a short video. I'm not gonna make it too long, just enough to say everything I need to say, short, quick, and concise. So, I started out Christian. I was raised in a very, very Christian family. The whole neighborhood we lived in had, I think, like 2 or 3 churches in it. Yeah, we're talking about within the neighborhood, not within the city, within the neighborhood. Um, there, most people that I knew were just about everyone was Christian. I don't remember knowing anyone who was not. So, always go to church, always pray, say grace before food, say grace before you go to bed. And even though it wasn't mandatory, say grace before, say prayers once you wake up. Even though I didn't do that. So once I moved and all that, grew up a little bit, I started examining my beliefs. Like, why do I believe what I believe? Is it because I really believe them and hold them near and dear to my heart? Or is it because something that I was taught? And, it just, of course, every teen, I believe, goes through that questioning phase when they start examining things about themselves and, starts thinking critically about it. So, um, I already, once I was like in third grade, I had an itching feeling that I wouldn't be Christian for long. I don't know how I knew at such a young age. I was only like 8 years old, but I had a feeling. So once I grew up, I was around high school. I started thinking about, my beliefs. Because there were things about Christianity that I really didn't like. For example, how women in the faith are seen as being below men, which didn't make sense to me because how can you say a man is before a woman, or more important than a woman, when men wouldn't be here were it not for women giving birth to them? So that's something that really bugged me about it because you're essentially saying that what makes a person important is what's between their legs, which is just utterly stupid to me. Another thing was this belief on Satan. And as I thought critically about the whole concept of Satan, it just seemed, to me personally speaking, it seemed like an excuse. Like, always playing the victim in a way because, oh, the devil is out to get me. Any bad thing that happens, it isn't because that's the way life is, or because I may have done something I wasn't supposed to. It's always because it's the devil, it's the devil, it's the devil. And that's something that really turned me off because I'm not that type of person who likes to whine and cry and complain and not do anything about it. If I see something's wrong, I'll address it and start making steps to make sure that the problem is resolved. And just to always hear this thing about, you know, you lost your house, you are going through some rough times, just call upon God and he'll smite the devil and shit. It's like, it's not some outside deity or some outside force. Well, it's life, but it's not some spiritual force that's out to get you. Some spiritual force that just wants your undoing. It's life. Deal with it. So, even though I'm not trying to make a blanket statement about Christianity, about Christians, I just personally felt as if it was like I'm the victim, oh woe is me. Another thing was this whole concept of original sin. That's first, that whole Adam and Eve thing I couldn't even believe because there are people who take it literally, some people who take it more metaphorically, you know, and I couldn't. I It made no sense, as a story, a myth, or especially if you take it literally, because two men, not two men, there was one man and one woman. And from those two people, we suddenly get 6 to 7 billion people on Earth, and we don't have huge populations of deformed people, people who are mentally retarded. We don't have none of that. Because the only way you could then reproduce is if you have sex with your kids, and if your kids have sex with each other and have sex with their parents. So I couldn't believe it, you know. And there's issue that everything you do, this whole is also something like the victim card with Satan, with this whole Satan concept. This belief that you should be very repentant for everything that you've done. This whole thing of sin in general. Now, I do believe people do things that are wrong, thus making it a sin. But this constant view that you have to basically talk to God about every single one of your sins, say, I'm sorry, I just see it as pointless. Because if you have to apologize for if a human has to apologize for every wrongdoing, every bad thought that they had, dude, we'll be repenting every single day. Now, this is not to say that, it's okay to sin. It's not okay to do wrongdoing by anyone. But to constantly have to be confession, is unnecessary. Because why would you, I'm sorry for doing this, I'm sorry for doing that. What's the point? Because if God is all-knowing and all-powerful, He would already know before you did the action that you were sorry. But that's just my take. I just personally don't like that whole, I did something wrong, oh God, please forgive me, please forgive me. I'm more of the, okay, I did something that was wrong, I did something I wasn't supposed to do, and I'm sorry for it, but, you already have the feeling in your mind when you're thinking about it, unless you're reflecting on the actions that you did. So to constantly have to physically or mentally just say, God, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and it makes no sense. It's really you wasting your time and God's time, because if He already knows, you already know, what's the problem? So long as you seek to make sure that you don't do that wrong thing again, then sure, why not? So yeah, let's see how long. Oh, it's only been 7 minutes. That is awesome. In the previous videos, the previous takes that I've taken, it's been like 28-30 minutes to make this video, and right now just me saying what I'm saying is just cool that I'm getting everything out so quickly. Let's see. So that's what. Once I thought about all that, as well as the Christian belief on things like paranormal activity, things like belief in nature, and how God relates to nature and the universe as a whole, I really thought I was like, I don't think this is the right faith for me, because I was raised in the faith, so I didn't really have a choice in it, So, once I started thinking for myself, I started, just checking out other faiths, and then I found Wicca through a friend, and then I just started researching it myself, and it fit like a glove, really, because just about I'll say like 80-90% of things that I believed, Wicca believes. So I just thought it was a good faith for me. It's not a good faith for everyone, just like not every faith is good for everyone. It just depends on your outlook, what you believe, and stuff like that. And from there, you just make your choice. So, yeah, that's. After that, after I did my research when I was in high school, I was in 10th grade at the time, and I decided that I would go ahead and formally convert to the faith, to call myself Wiccan, and yeah. The rest essentially is history, because that happened, and here I am now 4.5 years later, and I'm still Wiccan, still holding strong to the faith, and I think I've been made better because of it. So that's my story. This is D Shadar here. Thanks for watching my video. Bye bye.